Okay, you know what? I think we are live on the stream. Let me mute this, mute that so I don't get any feedback. And I'm going to come back over to the other screen. That way I'm not looking at a huge delay. And good afternoon, everybody. I tell you what, it is, what is it? Almost 5 o'clock Central Time here in the United States. You are in the crypto zone. And this is kind of a new feature that I've been wanting to try. The format's a little bit different. If you've seen past videos, we're going to try and have fun with this video. We're not going to talk about any, well, the topics are going to be serious, but we're not going to be talking about any particular programs, or we're not going to be talking about any specific investments. This is just kind of a quick roundup of what's happened in crypto this week. And I'm going to try, I promise you, I'm going to keep this one to 45. And I think I've got a clock on here. I guess I don't. But we do want to keep this short. And another cool feature is I am joint. Crypto Zone has actually gone international now. We're officially an international channel. I have got my good buddy Johnny on, and hello, Johnny.
Hey, buddy, how you doing?
You know what? I am doing good. I am doing good. It is Friday, and you may not know why, but I'm wearing purple. You notice I'm wearing a lot of purple today.
Yeah.
All right. You probably don't know anything about American football, do you? Okay.
A little bit. I know who
Right.
the 49ers are, but and the New England Patriots keep winning Super Bowls, but that's about it.
Yeah, well, this isn't a sports chat thing, but of course, I'm here in Minneapolis. Uh, we're hosting the Super Bowl in a few weeks here this year. And I feel sorry for people that living in California and Florida and what have you. They're going to be traveling to Minneapolis in February. But if you like football, that's the price that you have to pay. And of course, Minnesota Vikings, that's our color, purple,
Yeah.
and skull is our slogan. But anyway, and that's about the extent I know about football. I know we have a football team and American football. We have a soccer team too. But anyway, I digress. So what we're going to do, we're waiting on some people. I'm going to log into the live to see if anybody comes on. And again, this is just a discussion of some of the news items in crypto this week. And Johnny, would you agree with me if there's been a week that needs to that we need to address some news topics? This has been a week to remember because it's been quite a ride.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It's been quite a ride. But you notice, folks, even though
Yeah,
it's been quite a
man.
ride, Johnny and I are still smiling and we're still happy, and we'll get into that. Oh, you there? All right. What I'm going to do is while we're waiting, I'm going to do a screen share. I tell you what, here's another segment I'm going to do. I like to play music in my videos, and I'm going to do that more often. Johnny, I'm going to let you guess. Do you have any guess what song I'm going to play while I bring up the intro?
Um, Honestly, I've got no idea.
All
There's
right.
so many that it could possibly be.
All right.
Uh,
Well, you know
yeah,
the
no,
kind of
I
music
haven't got a
I
clue. It's probably
play.
going to be something way out there that I wouldn't guess.
Yeah, you know the
Yeah.
kind of music I play. So let's see. Hopefully, you guys can hear this, and I will then go to the screen. So I'm going to do a screen share. Uh-huh. And you don't want to look at me. I'm going to go here. Can you hear that?
I can't, but I can see it. Yeah.
All right, so there's a holder. And I'm going to log in. Okay, I'm gonna stop this screen share. Johnny, are you telling me you didn't get to hear that?
No, but I know the so I could tell as soon as the screen share come up, I could tell what it was because I know the video.
All right. Well, hopefully it works for people on the live stream, and hopefully uh, it will work on the recording. That was ABBA, Money, Money, Money. All right.
Yeah, man, great
All right.
band.
All right. Excellent band. Absolutely. And I don't know. Hopefully the placeholder came up. This is Crypto in 45. We're going to try and keep this to 45 minutes, like I said, and I'm probably really sucking at that right now. But there was a disclaimer on there. We're going to be talking about cryptocurrency investing and some of the news, but neither Johnny nor I are here as financial advisors. We're not here to give you financial advice. The opinions that we express are solely our own as cryptocurrency investors. Seek out your own seek out your own advice and information when considering an investment, and we'll all be in a much better place. That way you don't have to say, hey, you told us. But anyway. Okay, so yeah, so I played my music, and I have live chat up. If anybody happens to jump on, if I look over my shoulder every now and then, it's because I'm looking at my laptop to see if anybody has any questions. If you do jump on and you have a question, we'd be happy to address it. If there's a news item, if you're going to be negative, if you are feeling bad this week because, oh, I don't know, maybe a certain program you were involved with has left you high and dry, or there's been some tragedy in your investing, Johnny and I can certainly, we feel your pain, but we're not going to share your pain. So leave it on yourself. Okay, so there were, as I mentioned, there was just the Telegram groups and the articles were coming out fast and furious this week. Even Bloomberg Financial TV was talking about crypto a lot this week because things had happened. So, Johnny, I'm going to ask you for your perspective on this. I shared my perspective in a previous video, and my perspective is if you're new to cryptocurrency in 2017, this may seem very, very dramatic and traumatic to you. But in reality, this isn't really out of character for January in the cryptocurrency space. There's probably more activity in the altcoins in 2017, a lot more people in Bitcoin in 2017. So the magnitude might seem greater, but the behavior has been seen in January's in years past. Johnny, do you have any take on that?
Yeah, for sure. Like you say, even though we've seen such a massive amount of growth in the market over the last, we could say 14, 15 months, really, it still kind of has followed the same pattern. And while I do feel new investors to the cryptocurrency space, because I can imagine there's a lot of guys who jumped in at $20,000, who have seen obviously it go down to, I think that it touched, what was it, $9,050.
Yeah.
I could definitely feel their pain, but to be honest, I don't think they have anything to worry about. Same thing that happened last year, same thing that happened the year before, same thing that happened the year before that. It will go back to normal. It will go back on the up.
Yeah.
And I mean, judging by the talk, everybody is pretty much suggesting that probably by the end of February, with any luck, we could be looking at a new all-time high. And that would be obviously great, especially for those guys who have been only in this space for a short amount of time, and they've seen quite a big loss in their portfolios at the minute. So yeah, that'd be great for them to get back on and or back in the green, and obviously for the rest of us that have been strategically buying in the dips, it'll be even better.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, something I had mentioned early in my video earlier this week too is one factor that we had this year that we haven't had in years past is the potential role that futures trading has in cryptocurrency space and the CBOE and the futures products. So the people that may have been in the futures arena and they were taking a bearish position on cryptocurrency and betting that it would be below 10,000. And now some of that news came out today that people that bet that it would be, at that low level actually won that bet to a degree. So when you and I discussed doing kind of this wrap-up video of the week, we said we wanted to address the FUD. And I always say I'm not here to spread FUD, but and when we talk about FUD, that's fear, uncertainty, and doubt, or as I put it, fake news, or hyped news. But
let's use fake news. Fake news is definitely the buzzword right now, isn't it?
Yeah. In America, it certainly is, and I'm sure that's reaching outside of.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's all over Twitter.
Yeah. But again, I mean, we don't want to spread any fake news or anything like that. Any news that we talk about, we invite you to check it out for yourself and draw your own conclusions. But, I have to question is what's the role of futures contracts and large institutional investors coming in with large portfolios that, hey, I have a vested interest in seeing Bitcoin go down to a certain level. And then additional futures contracts saying, okay, now that it's down, I'm going to bet that it goes up and influence. Hey, would you agree with me, Johnny? I mean, we do play in a space, whether it's whales or institutional investors or what have you, that market manipulation isn't unheard of in the crypto space.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, we're minnows in this game. We're just trying to earn what we can, whilst the whales do their spectacular mating rituals or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, for sure. I mean, I think they are already playing quite a significant role. Even though there's been a lot of other factors that have contributed to the dip that we're currently in. I don't think there's any doubt in that the end of the first round of the contracts that came up, I believe was it the last day was yesterday or this morning or something like that. So yeah, that definitely played a role.
It's just too coincidental. It's such a coincidence if it wasn't the case.
Yeah, exactly. And for sure the guys who bet on one side have done their best to get as much money as they can in the Bitcoin market to try and manipulate it in their favor as they could, just as much as the guys on the other side. And then obviously as they've come up towards the end of the contract, they've taken either their profit or they've taken the hit that they took, the losses that they sustained, and they've pulled their money out ready for the next one.
Absolutely.
So the guys who have won, great. They've earned their money, and whatnot. And it's a case of round one to you. Let's go again. Best of three. But it goes on for however long it will go on for.
Absolutely. And, the way I put it is, I'm not going to vilify institutional investors and demonize these large whales or what have you. They're going to do what's in their best interest. And to your point, I'm not going to call myself a minnow. I try and be a jellyfish in the seas and just kind of float along, see what the whales do and just kind of enjoy the ride. And another position I take is that if today was a bad day, the sun will come up tomorrow. There's more trades to be had tomorrow. Just breathe through the moment and just make sure you have a plan. So anyway, we mentioned this is going to be about news. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a screen share and I'm going to pull up the article that you wanted to mention. I don't know how this is going to look on your screen, but this is the one. Let me do and you just let me know what you're seeing. Do this screen share and what do you, okay, I'm gonna look at my.
Yeah, I can see the Cointelegraph
all right
page.
And I'm looking at the live stream now and it's got the delay is throwing me off, so I'm not gonna look at that too much. But Anyway, if you can read it, go for it.
Yes, as you can read there, guys, Morgan Stanley now clearing Bitcoin futures for clients, helping institutions gain exposure. You just touched on it there a second ago, and I'll just make a point of bringing this out. I mean, a lot of people they're not too keen on institutional investors and the more traditional markets getting involved in Bitcoin. Because there's loads of conspiracy theories that people have come up with that what they're planning on doing and all of that kind of stuff. I don't really want to get too much into that, but at the end of the day, what people don't realize is we need the traditional investors to start coming into this market on a larger scale. Because if we're going to get to the peak of where we are expecting Bitcoin to go, we need those institutions, we need those hedge funds, we need big businesses to be putting their money into the cryptocurrency market. And yeah, so this was a story that sort of jumped out at me because a name like Morgan Stanley gets noticed. And not only that, there will be smaller companies, there'll be smaller institutions that will see that Morgan Stanley are doing this, and it'll possibly make them decide at some stage to jump in the ring as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, I guess I don't know how I feel about it. I mean, I concur with what you said is 2 points. Number one, there's nothing that we can do as individual investors to prevent institutions and the institutional money and the investors coming in. That's number one. And if you can't change it, just let it go, right? So we have no control over that. We just got to accept the fact. Going back to the minnow or the jellyfish thing, and let's just learn how to play in the same waters without getting eaten by the sharks.
Yeah.
But the other part too is I will admit, I got involved with cryptocurrency in the latter part of 2014. I was attracted to it through my, very libertarian ideas, the idea of changing the world and introducing this decentralized economy, which I'm still a strong advocate of. I believe in what the originators of the crypto, Bitcoin or whatever, what their vision was, and I hope we can work towards that. Maybe it's not going to look exactly like the original developers wanted it to look like, but I do believe in working towards creating a currency for the people by the people. And whether that sounds like crazy libertarianism or crazy socialism or whatever, I don't care. All I know is I want self-determination in my personal economy and control over my finances. So, and
Yep.
also not to feel like I'm a pawn in the bank's game.
Yeah, for sure.
Right. So
100% agree there.
yeah,
What I think is, I kind of agree with you on that respect that it this is definitely a space that we should sort of look towards, that kind of decentralized detachment from the banks and all of that kind of stuff, because we know how they work, we know how they operate. They boom and bust economies just to line their pockets, and who knows if the next one is going to be the last one that changes everything. So for me, like, getting into the crypto space was about that too. Like, I wanted to make sure that in the event that anything really did go south, and it caused all kinds of problems. We know what kind of problems it can cause once economies go down and markets crash. And I don't really want any piece of that. It terrifies the hell out of me. So crypto was just something that I thought, wow, if this can take off and catch hold, then I can secure my future in the event of whatever that happens.
absolutely. And I think that the way you stated that reminds me of a point. Is I believe there's probably a lot of people that came into cryptocurrency in 2017 because they were attracted by the stories of the quick money or the easy money, or it was just a great opportunity without really understanding the story behind cryptocurrency, or maybe not even really caring what the story was behind cryptocurrency. But to look at the origins, and this isn't about history, but we got to look at our history to determine our future.
Yep.
We know that cryptocurrency got its legs as a result of 2008. I mean, the financial collapses and the big banks and too big to fail and all that type of stuff. And that's really where cryptocurrency got its legs and got its followership and really started picking up steam. Granted, it was an underground community for a number of years. Really, honestly, I'll say probably until 2017, right? There were just a few of us, whack jobs that were out there investing in this thing, and everybody else was rolling their eyes at us and saying, "Bit what? That's what's a Dogecoin?" and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, let's go to then next article. So the next article, I'm going to close that, and hopefully this will. So to Johnny's point, this was another article, Cointelegraph. And most of these articles are from Cointelegraph. There's a lot of great news sources out there that you can follow. Chances are, if you're in the crypto space, you're already following a lot of them. Or like Johnny and I'm sure Johnny's browser notifications are full all day long of things going off, and our telegrams are full. But anyway, this was another one. This talks specifically about institutional investors betting big on cryptocurrency in 2018. So while I can't say I'm a fan of these people, I understand their role, and I understand that they're going to be part of our environment in the future. However, if these large players come into the crypto space where Johnny and I and maybe you are already occupying, and they're going to bring their big bags full of money and start buying coins that I already own and start pushing value up, come on in. Doors open. The beer's over there. Welcome to the party.
Exactly.
But, I'm not going to read the article, but this is simply talking about the fact that institutional investors are coming in. Now, there was another article, too, that we're not going to share here, but one indicator of the momentum going into 2018 is the rate at which exchanges are growing. Whether it's Binance, whether it's Bittrex, Kraken, over the last couple of weeks. I don't know, Johnny, maybe I think Kraken is now open. Binance is open. I don't know about Bittrex. Is it open to new accounts?
Bittrex is still closed. And I believe as well that I read earlier on somebody saying that Poloniex has closed its doors as well for new membership.
I think they're kind of late to the game on that one, but you're right. I mean, they're the last one that I heard of.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I mean, the people just weren't prepared for the explosion in growth in such a short amount of time.
Yeah.
It's got everybody by surprise.
And at least my position, and Johnny, I'm sure you're going to agree with me on this, is while it's frustrating for people that want to get into exchange trading right now, and the exchange that you want to create an account on is not accepting new accounts, I think it's better in the long run that they say, hold on a second, we're going to close the doors, let us make sure our servers can handle it, make sure our infrastructure can handle it. Because if the exchange goes down, that's not good for anybody, whether it's potential investors or existing investors. So I think Kraken, they said that they're adding, I think it was like 50,000 new accounts a day. That's why they had to stop. I've seen conflicting information. It was either 240,000 new accounts on Binance, either in an hour or a day. I've heard both, so I don't know. But
yeah, I've heard both too, yeah.
But either way, even if it's 240,000 new accounts in a 24-hour, that is insane growth. And all of that is to the point that all of these people are coming into exchange trading. And I think exchange trading is going to be the primary focus or a main focus in 2018, whereas 2017, it was a different focus. But I think 2018 is going to be exchange trading. Johnny and I are, we pretty much live the life of exchange trading. Would you agree on that?
Yep, yep.
Yeah. Um, but with new accounts comes new money. And so whether these are large individual investors or institutional investors, there's a lot of and really then that's not FUD, right? All we got to know is that, okay, Binance says we added 240,000 new accounts in a 24-hour period. There's your evidence right there of the growth.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, again, I know a lot of people are worried about the institutional money coming in, but I would say that the biggest thing for us is they're late for the party. Whereas in general society, we're kind of pawns in their game. We skip to their beat. We go out, we work 50-hour-a-week jobs, um, so our government, so we can pay taxes, so our government can pay back the central banks for debt that was
Yeah.
created out of thin air and stuff like that. But like now they're stepping into our world a little bit now. I'm not going to say obviously because I'm not one of the larger holders of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, but I would say they're kind of pawns in our game because we're sitting and we're holding some coins that we hope are going to appreciate in value. And as this institutional money floods in, there's going to be an absolute fortune to be made. So why not it be us that makes it?
Absolutely, absolutely. And maybe at the end we can mention, real briefly how we participate in the exchange, how we personally, you and I both participate in exchange trading. But those were the two articles that came up. Here's another one. Speaking of FUD and information, so this was another one. So if you follow the news, South Korea has really been a heavy hand in the crypto space. If you look at all the countries, and maybe if you're in the United States and you're into American exceptionalism and all that type of stuff, you say, oh, no, it's America. America is the main market. No, my friends, it is not. We're somewhere in the distant, or maybe third or fourth place, maybe. I don't know. But I'm going to suspect that it's, South Korea, Japan, China, Asian countries that are really the heavy hands in crypto, maybe up till now, right? If we say that Wall Street and futures contracts and stock exchange, yeah, maybe 2018 could be a little bit different, but up till now, it's been Asian countries and certainly South Korea, I would say. I don't know, maybe you got a different opinion, but everything I'm reading kind of, for me, points to the fact that South Korea has been. I read an article that it surveyed and this is probably in Seoul, South Korea, because the way Korea is, you got population centers, and Seoul, South Korea is like that population center. So they surveyed office workers in Seoul, and 30% of the people said that they are invested in cryptocurrency at rates of either $5,000 or more. You're not going to see those kind of numbers in the States.
No.
Right?
Not for a long time.
Yeah, yeah. So anyway, news of exchanges and the government shutting down and threatening to ban exchanges, and there's all sorts of information. And quite frankly, the articles I read is one article says we're going to ban the exchanges, and the next article comes out saying, well, actually, we don't have the power to ban them, but we can scold you really hard and try and get you not to do that. Meanwhile, as this article shows, the government officials and the banks they've had their sticky little fingers in this the whole time, and they've profited. So what's your take on what we're seeing here, Johnny?
It's the typical con that you get from a government. They tell you not to do something whilst simultaneously they're profiting hugely off the back of the same thing they're telling you can't do, or they're advising you not to do, or they're warning you about, telling you it's a scam, or you could potentially lose X amount of whatever it is that they're trying to bluff you with. it's even like what was that guy from the bank the other one of the larger banks the other month, Jamie something or other, where he
Oh,
was saying that
don't even get me started on Jamie Dimon.
yeah, like I mean the banks and the governments um they kind of work hand in hand really. Like one hand washes they do when it comes
You
to
think?
yeah, when it comes to the propaganda that they put out to try and manipulate the regular people. They work hand in hand to pull the wool over our eyes, whilst making millions, if not billions, off the back of it. And like this article just shows, again, it's just another example of do as we say, not as we do. And I don't really know what's going to happen there because with with crypto being an unregulated market across most of the world, I don't even know if they could actually be prosecuted for it or anything like that. I don't think they can. But it's just a hypocrisy that we're seeing. And more people, this is a really good point actually, is more and more people are waking up to the fact on a daily basis that their government is lying to them, their media is lying to them, the banks and the economics experts and the financial experts, they are waking up slowly to the fact that they are being lied to
Yeah,
constantly.
yeah, yeah. I maintain a position that even though I'm happy to be heavily embedded in the crypto space, I think 2018 is going to be a very interesting ride. Um, I see something brewing on the horizon. I think there's going to be a war of some sort or another, meaning that something's going to come to a head, and there's going to be a battle, and that battle is going to be between crypto and fiat, between governments and exchanges, between all these elements. And what I would say is, hopefully, the crypto community we stay uh, uh, united on what we do. More people understand that. Wait a minute, no, I don't have to relegate control over my finances to the big banks or the governments and all that type of stuff, and I can have a level of control over it. Now, granted, there's going to be people that say, "Oh, that's that's just not me," and I'll do whatever the government tells me. And I tell you what, that's cool. The world needs sheep too, right? So do whatever you want. Again, I started this by saying we're not financial advisors. We're not here to give you financial advice. I'm a a wingnut libertarian. I'm going to say, this is an opportunity for us to change things. And also, when I go around to various cryptocurrency meetups and I talk to people and everybody's got their opinion about this is what will happen. Here's a position I take. We've never done this before. Nobody knows for certain what this is going to look like a year from now, 3 years from now, 5 years from now, when my nephews grow up and start having families, and what I don't know what this is going to look like. And I really take everybody's opinion with a giant, like a a salt of grain like that, because again, we've never done this before.
Yeah.
And it's very interesting. And yeah. Anyway, okay, I don't know how long we've been at this because I thought I had a timer on this, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop the screen share. I thought this thing gave me a timer, but it doesn't. All right. So anyway, hey, Johnny, I just want to say thanks for joining us or joining me here today. Hopefully, when you talked about the point that you just made about, the news that people are being fed and maybe an orchestrated effort between regulators and banks and all that type of stuff, I'm with you 100% on that. What I would say is hopefully if we continue, hopefully we'll be able to do these on a weekly basis where we talk about news items. Johnny and I, and maybe few people that join us in the future, we're all individual investors. None of us, I don't have those deep pockets. Don't worry about, I'm not here to manipulate your opinion. You're going to get it. You're going to get the straight stuff from us in our opinion. But let's talk about, just real briefly, about how you and I are involved in the crypto. So suppose I'll give you a little background from mine. So Johnny and I are members of the same, we'll call it a trade group, and we operate on Telegram. He's over in the UK. A few of the guys I know over in the UK. There's some of us here in the States. We're actually a global organization. I know we're at 3,000, a little over 3,000 members on our Facebook page, but do you have any idea of how many people are actually part of our trading signal group?
I think total there's 2,500 active members.
Okay.
So far, yeah, but that's I might even be wrong on that because it's growing so fast that I'm barely able to keep up.
It is. So, okay, let's just stick with that number. So we're 2,500 people that on a daily basis, we're all using Telegram and a bot or a messaging service on Telegram called Crypto Agent Bot, where we get daily trade signals from seasoned traders. They share trade recommendations with us. We follow those recommendations. Also, in a situation like Johnny and I, we also trade our own coins. We have coins that we like. I don't know. Let me ask you, Johnny. I'll just tell you real quick. People have asked me is for 2018, where's your focus? My focus is in two areas of coins that I personally like. I like privacy tokens, and I like tokens that are ASIC resistant mining tokens. In other words, GPU mining or CPU mining or what have you. I like the idea of one miner, one vote in a decentralized cryptocurrency, right? I understand the role of some centralized mining operations because of the cost. I don't participate in that, and I'm still one miner, one vote when it comes to blockchains. So that's it for me. Kind of the privacy tokens and ASIC resistant mining tokens. Johnny, do you have a kind of a thing, anything you're looking at 2018 or areas that?
I think utility tokens are going to be something that takes off in a pretty big way. There's a couple that I've got my eye on, and I'm going to see how that plays out before I nail my colours to the mast, really. But I've got high hopes for a couple of them, to be fair. It's probably not going to go down too well, but the coin I'm most excited about for this year is Litecoin. Yeah. The potential that coin has. I mean, I know that there's a lot of stuff being said because Charlie sold his his coins, but I saw that for what it was. I mean, he is probably the best guy that you could have running that ship. I don't think he's got any vested interests. Well, he's clearly now not got any vested interests. And he can now just literally can't be accused of being greedy, can't be accused of doing this or doing that to manipulate the Litecoin prices or anything like that, because he's got nothing to gain out of it now, other than the success of his coin.
Yeah.
So I don't know. The potential that coin's got is just absolutely astounding, and I mean, I don't want to make a prediction, but there is a lot of talk of that coin reaching $1,500 or more just in this year alone.
Nice.
Nice. And obviously, as more and more people come into the crypto space, more and more merchants come online and start accepting Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, and things like that. The potential in 5 years' time could be massive.
Yeah. Now, I had heard the comparison of, Bitcoin and Litecoin, whereas Bitcoin becomes the store of value and Litecoin actually becomes the currency that moves because of ease of movement and what have you. So I agree 100% with what you're saying. But Johnny, I'm going to ask you, just be honest with me. So the ICO I'm planning on doing, I don't know if I'm going to call it shitcoin or crap coin, but it's going to have no utility whatsoever, no function whatsoever. You're telling me honestly you're not going to buy my ICO token?
That would depend on what it is, or at least what it sounds like.
All right. I don't know. It's not going to do anything. It's just going to be called shitcoin or crap coin. And I just want to make a lot of money. And
one man's trash is another man's treasure.
Exactly. So anyway, back to what I was mentioning. We're part of a Telegram trading group called the service that we subscribe to or that we use is called Crypto Agent Bot. We have a very robust and very active Facebook group that's there to support people that, largely for the most part, it's to support people that are really, really new to cryptocurrency investing. Maybe you've looked at exchange trading, maybe you visited an exchange, maybe you went to the home page and saw the chart and say, oh, hell no, I don't understand that at all. And that's way beyond my capabilities. So you abandoned that and then you went into another program and it left you high and dry. So Johnny and I, our mission for 2018 is to show people a different way. It's not really a different way because exchange trading has always been there. We're just trying to show people that, yes, you can profit in cryptocurrencies by getting involved in exchange trading. And we present you with an easier way of doing that. The ability to trade cryptocurrencies right from your phone on the go using Telegram, which I think Telegram, the last I saw, had around 180 million users. It's a very popular. The way I put it is, if you can use Facebook Messenger, you can use Telegram. It's not that difficult. But these trading signals we get on our phone saying, buy this token using certain percentage of your available BTC balance on 2 exchanges that we operate currently is Bittrex and Poloniex. We're going to be integrating Binance here maybe by the end of the month. And, do your trade, click a few buttons, trade executed, and you're back to washing your dog or whatever you do for fun. That's pretty much it. What I'll do is in the video, I am going to put a link to our Facebook group. If it's something that you would want to check out, you can find videos about, matter of fact, videos that Johnny and I have done with some other people. And there's a number of videos about Crypto Agent Bot that you can find in the Crypto Zone. Maybe I'll put a link to that in the video description too, so you can go check out other videos and how you could get started exchange trading this year. Probably, Johnny, I think it's the simplest way to go if somebody wanted to get involved in exchange trading.
Yeah, for sure. I think 2017 saw a lot of the kind of crypto marketing programs crash and burn, or admins run away with millions of people's money and things like that. And I think we've come to a point where a lot more people now are looking to do more for themselves, keep more control of their money, and the opportunity that we've got to put before them basically gives them that option, but in a very simple way that kind of eases them into exchange trading.
Absolutely.
Because obviously when you first come into this sort of space and you're looking at charts and not understanding what the hell's going on, and you've bought a coin and you don't know why it's gone up 1,000%, but it has, and then you come back to your laptop or your computer the next day and it's gone down 1,000% again.
Yeah.
And you've not understood how that's happened and all of that kind of stuff. So it can be really daunting. But obviously, finding something that can help you save time and energy while you learn, whilst being able to make you money and generate your profits is a blessing. And the thing I've said this before now on many calls that you've seen me on, that I think that for people like me and you, this represents the perfect sort of gap between that sort of crypto marketing and full on trading. It's like an evolutionary step for those marketer kind of types to step into the trading world properly. And it's a good deal for everyone, to be fair.
Absolutely. And the other thing I'll mention too is if I was watching somebody's Facebook Live today, and he's got either 14,000 followers or something like that, and he was talking about many of his followers asking him about exchange trading. And we talked earlier how quickly exchanges are growing, so there's no doubt there's emphasis there. But the thing that we also offer is a community of over 3,000 people right now on our Facebook group that are all going to be around the same position as somebody that's relatively new to cryptocurrency investing. And Johnny, you're on that Facebook page a lot. I'm on that Facebook page a lot. You're one of the admins. I'm a moderator. We've probably got a group of about 15 or 20 people that are Facebook. They're admins or moderators. Somebody's always on there. It's a place where people can come and ask questions, but not promote other programs. Don't be coming into our Facebook group to talk about your latest whatever.
Or your binary options scam.
That's right. I will not approve that post. I'll let you know right now. But you know what? Then if that's what you come into our Facebook group to do, then you're missing the point of what we're talking about, is the idea of not turning your money over to somebody else and just keeping your fingers crossed. We want people to take control over their finances. Going back to those libertarian and those self-determination ideas of take the control back, and operate on your own exchange account, and get involved in the service that we share with people in order to make that to make it as successful as possible for you. Anyway, I know it's late where you're at, Johnny. Go ahead.
Just to add on to the end of that, but I was going to say that with this, I would say that especially for the new guys, I don't know what you would call it in America, where you have a job, but you're learning on the job. Over here, we call them like apprenticeships.
Sure.
So I consider this to be kind of like a crypto trading apprenticeship for people. They use the service and they can make money while they're going out and they're finding their way, and they're learning more about trading, and they're learning more about crypto, and they're doing their research on coins, and they're learning how to read the charts, so that when they see a coin's being called as a signal, they can understand why that's been called as a signal and stuff like that. And crypto is an evolutionary process. When I first got into it, I knew absolutely nothing. I just knew that it went from a few cents to when I first bought it, it was like $280. I know you got in for a lot less than that, but that was what kind of my thing is. I saw that it went from 9 cents or whatever it was up to that kind of price, and I was like, wow, awesome.
Yeah.
And then it was after that, they then found out about obviously the decentralized aspect, and ever since then, I've been on a learning curve. I'm still learning. I mean, I consider myself to still be a novice when it comes to cryptocurrency and cryptocurrency trading. And I don't think I'll ever become an expert, because the technology is moving faster than we are. By the time we've got something nailed, there's something new out. And I hope that continues, because I'm one of these guys that loves to read up on stuff. I love new technology. I love being able to make money out of that new technology, of course. But obviously, the main aspect is to move, or at least in my idealistic, it's to move towards a better world where we leave a lot of the old sort of ways of things through space, and obviously people will find their own way. And what we have with the CAB service that we've got, it's a way for people. It kind of takes the pressure off, and they're able to earn, they're able to profit, and they can do that without putting too much at stake, by making a lot of the pitfalls that you and I probably both made when we first started out, and hopefully, because it's been going so well and everything like that, it's a positive for them. So they'll be here for longer, and that's what we want. At the end of the day, we want more people trading for themselves, more people earning money for themselves, more people breaking away from sort of the I know it's like one of those cliche sayings, but like the shackles of the 9 to 5. But it's real. I mean, I'm literally just about to do it myself.
That's true. Yeah.
I could have probably done it sooner, but I've been really hesitant to make that final jump into making this my job. But yeah, literally next week is my last day at work, and then I'm taking the plunge, and yeah, I'm going out, and this is going to be what I do, and I love the process. Um, Watching new people come in, and then seeing them evolve as well, and it's like it's truly amazing, and I'm addicted to that buzz that I get, and the buzz that I get from the trading as well, the buzz I get from helping people. It's just all clicking together, and like I say, long may it continue, man.
Yeah, so you heard it here first, folks. Johnny just let us know that he is actually becoming, well, for all practical purposes, a full-time crypto trader, which means he's going to have time to join me every week for my crypto in 45 videos. So I appreciate that. And when I think of the Signal service that we use, there's a lot of courses that I see out there that will teach you about exchange trading and all that kind of stuff. I'm not giving an evaluation on any particular course, but here's a problem with courses. The potential problem with courses is you can watch all sorts of videos, you can read whatever, what have you. It's not going to matter until you take action. It's not going to matter until you execute your first trade. So it kind of reminds me of the way my father taught me how to swim. He picked me up and threw me in the pool and says, figure it out. Now, here's the difference. With this, we want you to get into your first trade. We want you to get your feet wet and get active, but we give you these water wings and give you some guidance. Not like my dad did. He said, go, right? Get in the water and swim. I dog paddle like a, you know what, but you get the water wings with the trade recommendations. So you're not, because again, with the course, you can go through the course, you can watch somebody's video series and all that type of stuff. And then at the end, you're left with the question is, well, now what? What do I do next? I still got to commit to a trade. Where do I even begin? There's 1,400 some odd altcoins. What do you do?
What I would say to that, right, is because I mean I've done it. I've joined some of these crypto courses and whatnot. But what I would say is that nothing at all, none of them prepares you for living through a bear market. And I don't think it's like anything. Like they say that nothing. I mean, you can prepare yourself as best you can, but until you put yourself in a situation where you're out there in the trenches, you won't really know what it's like. And like I say, like all the courses that I did, and it was excellent. It was all going so well for me until the Bears came, and that was the struggle, and that was where I got my education.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, there's no stronger motivation for somebody than selling that first token at that 20% profit and say, wow, that's great. But also back to the community. And today, the service, and this really wasn't intended to be about any particular service or anything like that. This is about, this crypto news, but we like what we are involved with and we enjoy sharing it with people. So forgive us. But even today, the team behind it sent out the notification of the potential Bittrex scam that's going out there. So in addition to getting coin recommendations or recommendations on particular trades, they also send us news and updates because they're doing this full time, so you don't have to. That was great news. So if I were to see an email claiming to be Bittrex, we'll give you a free one. Don't click the link. There's a free bit of advice for you folks. Get something from Bittrex in your email. Don't click the link. At least not today.
It was specifically about closing your accounts if you didn't click through to their link, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So the guys at, I'll call it the trading desk, or the people that share their the insights with us, they're also watching other things and they're helping us out on a daily basis. So anyway, I know it's late where you're at. I'm going to wrap this up. Do you?
Awesome.
Yeah, so I do appreciate you. I don't know
Thanks
what day
for
of the
having
week.
me on, man.
Oh, absolutely. I appreciate you joining me all the way from over in uh, uh, I was going to say the motherland because that's where America came from, but I don't know. Across the pond, we'll just call it that. So
Yeah.
anyway, folks,
Uh,
go ahead.
I was just gonna say I'm happy to come on anytime, man. Um, they say they say money never sleeps, and that's definitely the case when you get into crypto. I mean, it's just approaching midnight now, and as soon as I get off this call, I'll be jumping straight back on my Bittrex. Um, and yeah, and seeing what's going on because I don't know about you. I don't know if you're in a good position in the world, but I always find that the moment I go to sleep, the action happens.
Yeah, it's the thing that we have to remember about the cryptocurrency market is it's 24 hours a day, 365 days. It does not sleep. I mean, there can be news that comes out of Japan or some part of the world that influences a movement on a token.
Yeah,
I try to be that jellyfish and just say,
yeah,
oops, well, okay, I missed that 15, 20% gain. Let's see if I can catch another coin tomorrow. Because that's a great thing about having so many crypto altcoins is that there's never a shortage of things that you can trade. But at the same time, the signals the folks that we subscribe to, they're watching, so we don't have to guess. But and that's the other thing is, if somebody was to start using a service like this that we're using, and if it builds your own confidence in the ability to trade, and then you start venturing out into other tokens and doing things on your own, that's great, right? This is about you and your trading behavior on your account and whatever's going to be work best for you. That's the great thing. So yeah, I don't know. This was an experimental video. I don't know. It was recommended to me by somebody else to do these on Monday. I had to figure out, was I going to do it on a Friday to be able to recap news from the week? Or was I going to do it on Monday and then say, okay, all the news that's happened from the previous Monday? I don't know. I don't have a.
you just have to do two a week, mate.
You know what? This week I actually did do two, but maybe that's the case. And there's going to be weeks when there's a lot of news, and we almost have to do 2 a week. But
It does seem like that lately, doesn't there? Like that there's so much news about at the moment that um, 1 45 minute session probably wouldn't be enough to get it all.
yeah, well, I think we missed that for 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Anyway, another broken promise in my life. But anyway, I do appreciate you, Johnny, and folks. Thanks for tuning in, or if you catch the recording of this, thanks for joining us in this video. And Johnny, I will see you in Facebook.
Yeah, man.
Take care, everybody.
Yeah, take it easy, guys.